Hi everyone. I'm so happy to see you again today. Let's start our story time with our song. Remember how it goes? It starts like this. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. So today, we're going to talk about, let me think. What are we going to talk about? Oh, that's right, elephants. We're going to talk about elephants because today we're going to read one of my favorite stories, A Parade of Elephants. So I looked up some information about elephants and I thought maybe I could share a little with you before we read the story. These are some facts that I learned about elephants. So, and a fact is a statement that's true. So we might even call these elefacts. So elephants, when they're together and they're marching, it's actually called a parade. That's the scientific word for when elephants are in a line. So that's interesting. Elephants love bananas. And they're so clever that they can peel a banana or a piece of corn and lots of other food with their trunks. Elephants love water and they love swimming. They have good memories. They remember a lot of things. Elephants are so clever that they can even play jokes on people. Elephants are also very emotional. They cry when they're sad, and they squeak or trumpet with their trunks when they're feeling happy. So we too can pretend to be elephants and trumpet with our trunks. And we can imagine this, your arm is their trunk. And to make a trumpet sound, you just press your lips together and blow air hard out of your mouth if you can. And I'll show you, we'll practice. Okay, ready? Sort of sounds like an elephant or a parade of elephants. Let's try it again. Ready? Good job. Nice. So now we're going to read this book. I've tried to make it a little closer so you can see it, and I'm hoping that you can see this. This is called A Parade of Elephants by Kevin Hankes. And right here on the first page, I can see something that's going to be later on in our story. I see the beginning. It shows the sun and some butterflies. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 butterflies. A parade of elephants. And in the dedication page, I see some stars. Look, elephants. Oh, and this page looks like they might want us to count them. So we can start up here with this one. And let's count this one. 1. And that word is 1. And that elephant is blue. I can try to teach you some sign language for the colors. For example, blue is you put your hand up and tuck your thumb in and just wave, and that's blue. So we have 1 blue elephant. On the next line, let's count. 1, 2, and there's the number 2. And this elephant is yellow. So yellow looks like a Y, and blue. So we have yellow and blue. The next line, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, and there's the number 3. This elephant is pink, and to make pink, you put your middle finger and your thumb together, and you just touch your cheek. So we have pink, yellow, blue. The next line, there are, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the number 4. 4 elephants. I see a new color. I see green, and this is green. So we have green, pink, yellow, and blue. The last row here has a new elephant to the line is a baby. Very cute. Let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the number 5. So we have pink, we have green, we have pink again, we have yellow and blue. 5 elephants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it says marching. So marching is when you take your feet and you walk a little bit more deliberately, and it's sort of like stomping, marching. And these elephants are marching in a parade. I notice the baby has held on to the tail of the elephant in front of it so that he doesn't get left behind. That's so cute. A parade of elephants. Oh, I see something on this page from the beginning of the story. Do you remember what we saw right back in the beginning? You're right, we saw the sun and butterflies. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. This says, big and round they are. Elephants are big and round. Big and round they go. They are marching around and around in a shape. Do you know what shape that they're marching in? You're right, a circle. Here they are marching up and down. So they march up the hill and down the hill. Up the hill and down the hill. There's a lot going on this page. Up it says over and under. So up here it looks like a bridge. They're marching over the bridge. And down here they're marching under something. I see a trunk and some leaves. They're marching under the trees. This page says in and out, and this is a cave. So they're marching in the cave and out of the cave. They march and they march and they march. And I love this page because all of them have held on to the tail of the elephant in front of them. So they are marching in a parade. They march all day. They march this way and that way and this way and that way and this way. And when the day is done, they are done too. How can you tell that the day is done? They're not marching anymore, and there's no sun, but the moon is there. So that tells us the day is almost done. These two look like they might even be saying goodnight to each other. They yawn and stretch. So let's yawn. Do this with me. Oh, and then stretch. And then here it says they stretch and yawn. So we'll stretch first and then yawn. But before they go to sleep, they lift their trunks. All of the elephants have their trunks up high. Wonder what they're going to do. And they trumpet, scattering stars across the sky. Aww. Good night. Oh, and that's our story. And look at the end cap. Remember in the beginning we saw the sun and butterflies. At the end, it's the moon and stars. This would be a great story to read at bedtime. I love this story. And so I'm going to do another story with some elephants, but before I go there, let's sing our goodbye song. Okay, you ready? So put up your hands. We'll say, goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Bye, friends. So today I thought I would tell you a little story about two elephants, one named Ed and one named Elmer. Ed and Elmer were best friends. One morning, Ed the elephant woke up and it was a beautiful day. He raised up his trunk and he let out a trumpet. So you can help me do that. Okay, get ready. Now Ed thought, it was such a beautiful day that he wanted to go over the hill and through the cave, over the bridge, under the trees, to visit his best friend, Elmer. So on that day, Ed marched up the hill and he marched down the hill. He went into the cave and back out of the cave. He went over the bridge and under the trees until he got to Elmer's house. When he got to Elmer's house, he knocked on the door with his trunk. Bang, bang, bang. He opened the door. He looked in. He looked around and around and around. But there was a problem. His friend Elmer wasn't home. So Ed had to go home. He closed the door and he marched under the trees and over the bridge. He went into the cave and back out of the cave. He marched up the hill and down the hill until he got home. And when he got home, he went to sleep. The next day, on the other side of the jungle, Elmer woke up. Elmer thought it was such a beautiful day and he raised up his trunk and let out a trumpet. Get ready. You ready? Elmer decided it was a perfect day to visit his best friend, Ed. So Elmer decided to walk under the trees, go over the bridge, into the cave, back out of the cave. He marched up the hill and down the hill until he came to Ed's house. When he got to Ed's house, he knocked on the door with his trunk. Bang, bang, bang. He opened up the door. He looked in. He looked around and around and around. But there was a problem. His friend Ed wasn't home. So Elmer had to go back home. He closed the door and he marched up the hill and back down the hill. He went into the cave and back out of the cave. He went over the bridge and under the trees until he got home. When he got home, he went to sleep. On the third day, the two elephants woke up. They thought it was such a beautiful day that they raised their trunks and trumpeted. Help me again, ready? That day, both elephants headed out to see each other. They wanted to go visit their best friend. And so when Ed left, he marched up the hill. When Elmer left, he marched under the trees, over the bridge, in the cave, and out again. And just as he was marching up the hill, he ran into his best friend, Ed. They spent the whole day together. They talked and they played, they marched and they marched until the end of the day, and then they knew it was time to go home. So they touched trunks and they said goodbye, and so Elmer and Ed each left each other by marching down the hill. When they got home, they went to sleep. But those two elephants were always happy because on any day they knew that they had a friend on the other side of the jungle that they could play with and they could march with. And that's the story of Ed and Elmer. So today for a craft, I posted a link on the caption, so go to the link and you'll find a programming and resource guide. It's put out by Michigan Ready to Read program, and they assist librarians and parents with early literacy skills. And this link that I put up is all about a parade of elephants and activities you can do to tie in with that story. And one of the templates is for a simple coloring page. I just trace this, but you can have your child trace it with their finger. They can color it. They can color it and then cut it out and then glue it onto a color piece of paper. That's always nice. They could write their names on it. They could name their elephant. And another link another template that they have at that link is for a puppet. And I'm just showing you it in case you are unable to print for whatever reason. It's not really difficult to do. You could probably just trace it and cut it out yourself, but it's for ears, which you just stick on the back of a brown paper bag, just a lunch bag. There's a trunk you stick right underneath the flap, and your child can trumpet like an elephant does. At the library, I have stickers, little star stickers, but they weren't here at home, so I just simply drew them on. I did happen to have wiggly eyes here. If you don't have those, you can just draw eyes, but this will give your child a fun puppet to play with. And a more challenging craft I tried, but it would be probably for older kids or for parents to actually do. It's cut out of a piece of thick cardboard. I'll just hold it up so you can see it a little closer. And this is the back of it. The box I used happened to be pink, so I didn't even have to paint it. But you could just paint. These are just clothespins for the legs. I use markers on them, but you could paint the whole thing a certain color, and then just put an eye on it. And then your child could just play with them. They stand themselves up. If you made a couple of different colors, you could connect them like this, and your child could have a parade of elephants. So that's just a few ideas of what you can do with this story. And so I, meanwhile, hope to see you soon, but take care of yourselves, stay safe, and stay healthy. Okay, bye.